feel like I have an obligation to be clear to them. How can I
How
handle
does this
that
feel?
without
This thought feel? How does this thought feel?
awful?
We
It
agree.
feels awful.
Don't do that.
Don't do the thought.
Yes.
I am in my apartment in Amsterdam that I have owned for about 18 years in linear time. And I had a really strong feeling that I would love to sell it and go on to a new adventure. And at the same time, so I'm just going to use Oprah terms. I'm not sure if I'm using it correctly here, but
Yeah.
you will tell me if I. So I feel a really split energy around, do I want to sell it? Do I not want to sell it? Because at the moment, I really enjoy being here. And I started cooking my lipsticks since today for the first time again. And I made a little corner office with all of this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I'm actually not sure. I do want to do it, but I don't know when. And I'm just kind of going back and forth and back and forth. And uh, mm, I'm kind of feeling like I'm letting myself and others down if I don't sell it. But then at the same time, I also do want to sell it and move on and do something different. But I don't know. The time frame feels so blurred.
Yes.
Can you help me get clarity?
Yes, as you are experiencing this very accurately described mixed energy, mixed vibration, mixed feelings, mixed signals. I want this and I don't want this. I want that, but I don't want this other thing. I do, I don't, I do, I don't. Yes, no, off, on, high, low, left, right. As you experience this in anything, not just in this one topic, allow, first of all, the knowledge, the knowing, the pure knowing, the belief, the trust, the faith, the knowing that I could make either decision and make it come out right. There is no right or wrong answer. There are only right answers because I choose. And I either choose in a way that later I say, oh, I shouldn't have. And then I've learned all sorts of wonderful things and I've had contrasts and I've expanded and I've learned how to correct course. Or I've made the decision that I look back at later and say, that was the divine decision. It was perfect. It was synchronous. Look at all these things, how everything just unfolded perfectly. And you can clap yourself on the back and feel really good about either one is a win. Everything is a win. All you do is win. It's what you do, it's who you are. Win. And the second thing to know is that whatever decision you make, if you feel the contrast of it, you will course correct, just like a GPS in a car. If you are just sitting there and it says go north and you don't know which way north is, if you just sit there, you're still never going to get there. If you start driving in any direction, it will say turn left at this next light, turn right, turn left. Now go 10 miles. Now that you know you're back on track, it was only a few little wrong turns, so called wrong turns. They were insignificant in the overall course, in the overall travel, in the overall journey.
I'm
And
collecting data.
third of all, we would say if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And so, as you are considering all these decisions, it's one basic decision, but it's a lot of beliefs in there, a lot of attachments. The one that says, I want to do something new, and so therefore I must sell. If you let those divide into two different things, do I want to sell my house? Do I want to try something new? They are two different questions. There's
Yeah.
no reason why you could not keep the house and go do something new.
Yeah.
So this lack of clarity is like a big pile of spaghetti, as Ramona likes to describe it. You don't know which string starts where and where it ends, and it's hard to untangle because it's all tangled up together. But as you pull on one, suck it maybe, suck it right out of the pile. There, I've
Yeah.
got that one. Now the pile is a little bit lighter, smaller, looser, and I've had fun. And now I choose another one. I'm choosing it because of how much sauce is on it, or because of its
I
location,
love spaghetti.
because
Yeah.
of its color, because of its anticipated taste, or just for the fun of it. I choose one and I suck it up. Now I'm really having fun, and the pile's gotten a little bit smaller and a little bit looser still. As you take this approach, and as you say, there's nothing serious going on here. I'm just playing. I'm just eating a plate of spaghetti, a bowl of spaghetti, lots of sauce, a little bit of sauce, maybe some butter, Parmesan cheese. This is fun. This is delighting my senses. There's no rush, there's no pressure, no performance anxiety, no story, no attachment, no justification. Just simply doing what feels good. In this way, you
The
can
thing
eat an
is,
entire bowl of spaghetti quite easily.
I can.
Yeah.
There are other people involved, like real estate agents, that I'm kind of yes, no to. So I feel like I have an obligation to be clear to them. How can I
How
handle
does
that
this feel?
without
This thought feel? How does this thought feel?
awful?
We
It
agree.
feels awful.
Don't do that.
Don't do the thought.
Yes. In other
Okay.
words, as I feel this thought, I owe somebody something. I must do something some other way. This expert is telling me this thing that doesn't feel good. We would say, wait a minute, none of that feels good. Oh, look, squirrel. I'm going to go think about baby elephants. I'm going to
Yeah.
get into my bed that I love so much and I'm going to take a nice long nap. Or I'm going to take a nice long hot shower. Or I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to feel into my body, maybe have a little cup of
Talk to
tea,
my dad.
sit in the
Yeah.
sun, and I'm going to let all this other stuff that doesn't feel good just fall away. I'm not going to shout no at it. I'm not going to tell them. I'm going to not write scathing letters. I'm not going to sit around and think of I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to say, no,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about hummingbirds today. I love the iridescent colors on their throats, especially. I love how their little wings hold them just perfectly in place. And as I'm focusing on hummingbirds, all of the other stuff is falling away and reordering itself. And what is needed and wanted is reforming and coming back to you.
Mm.
It is an organic process that you do not need to be aware of. You certainly don't need to monitor it or control it or strategize it. Just let it
Mm.
happen. Just
Yeah.
allow it. Just allow it.
Yeah. And don't give a rat's hindsight about, yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have a question about New Zealand. So
Mm.
I've recently visited New Zealand. I wanted to go there for a long time already, and it didn't feel right, and everything fell apart, which means fell together, so I could go. I felt really literally as if a magnet was